Hey everybody, really weird. Yeah, this is part two of my drunk friend Chuck years ago. I don't know what happened. I was pretending do this all in one clip, one video, but for some reason you could see the end of part one. It kind of froze up a little bit at the end. You could hear me talking, but like my face is frozen. My lips aren't moving. The screen like froze, but you can still hear the audio. And then next thing you know, it got cut off. I don't know what happened there. So I'll continue on. So again, my friend Jay and his girlfriend Terry are basically telling this guy Chuck to go home, and he did get a cab ride home. We all knew it because we ended up hitting a couple more bars. But like I said, we were half an hour walking distance. I'm sorry, we were half an hour drive. I'm tired. It's like 2:30 in the morning here, and scatterbrained. So it's like half an hour driving distance. There's no way he could make that. Walk back home. It was probably like 20, 25 miles. There's no way he could make that walk back home in just a couple hours. Bullshit. So we hit a few more bars, and then next thing you know, we go back to the original bar that we started from, like half an hour away. And this is just like 2 hours later, and sure enough, who's at that bar? Chuck. And he was basically, we knew he got a cab ride home. He didn't walk that far. He was so drunk he never be able to find his way. And he was like, basically, we were all telling him, no, bullshit, stop bullshitting us, tell the truth. Like, he's like, oh, I fucking walked, you guys left me out in the cold. And this was like in the middle of February. It's probably like 25, 30 degrees out. And like, Chuck, shut up. Like, we know you took the money. You got a cab ride home. Don't try to lie to us. And I mean, it wasn't really that important, but it's like, come on. We weren't born yesterday. It doesn't say stupid across our foreheads. We're not stupid. Don't be feeding us this bullshit. And for whatever reason, I think this just continued on. What really hit a nerve with him, this is like the first time I ever saw him really kind of give in and break down. But somebody said, like, seriously, Chuck, all this going on, you're doing this, you have a daughter. And oh man, did that shut him up. You could tell that he really had a nerve hit. He stopped talking and he looked down, and yeah, you could kind of tell that he was really reflecting on how bad at that moment that he was acting. And I forget what happened. It escalated even more. Oh, that's what happened. He had like a leather coat on, and for whatever reason, he took it off in the bathroom. I don't know if he was taking a dump or taking a piss or whatever. He didn't want to get it because it was like a long leather coat that like went down to his knees, or pretty close to his knees. It went past his waist. We'll keep it at that. And he left his coat in the bathroom for some reason. And back in the bar, he sees this guy that has a coat like actually did look a lot like his. And first he's nice. He's like, oh, excuse me, sir. He's like, can I have my coat back, please? And this guy's looking at him like, what the fuck? Like, what are you talking about? He's like, what? He's like, my coat. You're wearing my coat. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. He's like, yeah, you are. I'm not playing these games here. He's like, give me my coat. He's like, oh, this is mine. And he's like, you left your coat somewhere else, buddy. And then he grabs him by like the collar. He's like, give me my fucking coat. And we're all pulling him off. I'm not really one to get involved in situations like that, but I was pretty drunk myself. I was so pissed. And I'm like, Chuck, knock this shit off now. And I think my friend Jay, due to that, had taken him outside. There was snow on the ground, and they still continued arguing. And I think my friend Jay got like so pissed that he like took him down to the ground. He's like shoving snow in his face, and he's like, Jay, no. He's just totally acting like the victim. And oh my God. And he, this limo trip, I think it was like 70 or 80 bucks, because I'm not sure how much it was for the two limos, but 20 people is like, it'd be like 70 or 80 bucks a person. And even after all this shit he pulled, because he was only with the party for like maybe not even half of it, maybe a third of it, he actually had nerve to tell me that he wanted his money back. And friend Jay and him, like, they made up. He apologized, but it was, he had a sober moment. It was all bullshit. But he's like, yeah, he's like, well, I think I told Jay. I said, hey, Jay, I was like, I talked to Chuck, and I'm sure it's bullshit. But he said he's really sorry, and he's going to talk to you. But I said that, I kind of am led to believe that he's not really sorry, because at the same time, he said that he wanted his money back. And my friend Jay's just shaking his head. And I didn't give him any money, but this friend, I should have known better, but this guy, Chuck, we were out shooting pool one night, and I kept winning. I'm a good pool player. And I think we started off with like 20 bucks, and I kept beating him, 20 bucks a game. And he kept saying like double or nothing, double or nothing. He's like, I want to get my money back. I want to get my money back. And we stopped at like $200. Like, okay, I'm not willing to lose more than $200. So we'll stop there. So, yeah, I bet him for $200 and won. And he's like, all right, well, I can't give it to you right now. He's like, I got child support due. And after my child support, then I'll get it to you. And then it came that time. And he's like, oh, I forgot. I can't give it to you this week. I've got rent due. And people are like, dude, like, you're never going to see a penny of that money. You're never going to see a penny of that money. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. Like, what the hell was I thinking, making a bet with him? I'm just glad I didn't give him any money. And we weren't working together anymore, but he's still living in that apartment of his. Actually, his apartment was right across the street from a liquor store. Go figure. What a great thing for him. And I think I left a note. On my way home from my new job, I left a note. I told other people, like, hey, like, you see Chuck, just tell him that I still want my $200. Like, most people would have charged interest, but I'm like, I don't, I'll just charge the principal. I don't want any interest. This is like 6 months, 8 months later. And I left a note on his door, and he told me at one point, he spent like $200 a week on alcohol. And I said, Chuck, I said, this has been 6 months at least. I want my money. I said, if this means that you can't go out and drink for a week or 2 weeks to pay me this $200, that's what I want to happen. And nothing happened, and I think he ended up getting a new job, left that casino. He was working like a new sports bar as a chef, and I went there, and I talked to him, and I said, this is like a year later, and I said, I still want that $200, and he's like, I can't give you any money, but he's like, why don't you meet me up at this bar next week for a drink? He's like, I'll buy you drinks all night. I can't give you any money, but he's like, I'll buy you drinks all night long. I figured, okay, well, that's better than nothing, and he's still... I don't know, it definitely wasn't $200. I don't know how much he actually spent on me, because I mainly just drink beer. I think beer was like a pint, drafts were like $3.50 back then, not including tip and tax. And it still got to the point where I think I probably had maybe about 10 beers or so maybe he spent, I don't know, $35, $40, $45 on me. And he's like, okay, he's like, I'm out of money, now it's your turn to buy. I'm like, no, like, fuck you, And he had a reputation for doing this, like not paying bars, tabs that he owed them. I think not too long after that limo party, I think he was pissed at me and a couple of my friends because we were talking to him and telling him about how ridiculous he was acting, and he really needs to keep his drinking under control. And that's when he told us he spent like $200 a week on alcohol, and we were telling him, like, you're acting stupid. Do you honestly think that you have acted that way if you were sober? We understand you're mad at Dana, but still, why were you yelling at Jay and Terry? They had nothing to do with it. And I forget, we had a tab going, and we just wanted him to pay his portion of it. So he says, oh, I'll go, I got to go to the bathroom, and then when I get done when I come back from the bathroom, I'll pay my tab and we can leave. And again, he must have thought that we were so stupid. And I see him come out of the bathroom, and he just walks out, and again, we didn't, I wish we were confronting him, but he didn't confront, he didn't mention anything about it. We didn't confront him, and he tried to pull the same shit on me. Luckily, I got let off the hook. I think the bar tab that we ran up was like over $100. From what I remember, I was pretty wasted myself. And he just disappeared. He was gone in like 15, 20 minutes. But there was a girl that he was talking to that he knew. And I asked her, I'm like, hey, where's Chuck? He just said he was just going to go to the bathroom. Is he all right? I haven't seen him for like 20 minutes, half an hour or so. And she's like, oh, he left about around that time. I'm like, oh, shit. And I thought to myself, oh, I'm probably going to get stuck with this tab. I'm surprised that the bartender didn't stick me with it or make me pay for half of it. He's like, you know what? He's like, Chuck has a reputation for doing this. He just doesn't learn his lessons. So he's like, I'm going to make sure, I'm going to stick him with this whole tab. He's like, you don't owe me you don't owe this bar a penny. I'm like, wow, thanks. Yeah, that's good. And he came up with such bizarre stories. Like, he was drunk one time, and he was German, and he was like, oh, I'm related to Hitler. He's like, my great 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 grandma got raped by Hitler. It's like, how would you even know about that far back? And he wasn't very charming at all with his looks. Like I said, he was a short, skinny, little, disgusting little puke. And he said that, oh yeah, he's like, I slept with over 1,000 women. And he's like, oh, I can't even remember half their names. Like, yeah, probably because it never happened. And it just so happened this one night, we went down to the bar all the time. He never picked up a girl, never even talked to a girl. And this one night, like, nobody went down to the bar. And the next day, he was bragging at work. Well, I should have smelled the panties, or had somebody else like volunteer to smell these panties. He had like 2 pairs of panties. I wouldn't be surprised if he just had them from ex-girlfriends, or bought them to make it look like he scored the 2 girls. But ironically, nobody went down to the bar this night, and he came to work the next day bragging that he picked up and screwed these 2 girls. And he's like, oh yeah, he's like, they both, like, I screwed them so hard, they both passed out. I had to kick them out at 5 in the morning. And he's like, yeah, I threw them out of the house half naked. He's like, I stole their panties. And but yet he didn't have any proof, any witnesses, any evidence. And this ex-girlfriend that he had, so there was that. And then this like ex-girlfriend he had in Baltimore, she was coming to live with him. And he was talking about, oh yeah, when my girlfriend comes to live with me, I got to cut this shit out. He's like, I can't be staying up, half the night or all night drinking anymore. I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. Like, yeah, you're going to stop drinking for her. And she looked pretty sick herself. She was probably about, 5'3", 5'4", weighed maybe 100 pounds. Like, she was a toothpick. She looked sick herself, like a drug addict or meth addict or alcoholic herself. But I don't think she drank that much. But he was, nobody was going to hit on this girl. She was so nasty. And he went to the bathroom, talk about being insecure. If you slept with over 1,000 women, I think, you would have a pretty good game and you'd be pretty secure about yourself. But he was just going to the bathroom for a couple minutes. He's like, all right, Jeff. He's like, I'm going to the bathroom. He's like, keep an eye on my girlfriend. Don't let anybody talk to her. If somebody comes over to talk to her, tell them that that's, your friend's girlfriend. Tell them to get away. And I think I was telling people about that at work, and they're like, wow, Chuck's really insecure. And then someone said, like, oh, yeah, don't worry. No one's going to talk to that ugly bitch. And we were having bets as to how long. I thought she was just coming there for vacation. I'm like, how long is she staying with you? He was like, oh, forever. She's going to live with me. She's going to get a job. She's going to be sticking around here. So we were no money involved, but just for the fun of it. And I think I said, like, oh, yeah, this is like maybe in the middle of the summer, maybe June or July, maybe August. I said, oh, I guarantee you by the end of the year, this girl's going to be gone. She's going to leave him. They're going to fight. They're going to break up. And people are all giving these different timelines, like shorter than mine. My friend Arturo, he's like, oh man, I bet you she won't even be with him a week. He's like, how much you want to bet? Nobody want to involve any money. And he's like, man, if I would have won that bet, I would have been a rich man. He's like, I would have won that bet if you guys want to put money involved. But he actually said before she came, he's like, yeah, the first thing she's going to do is suck my dick. Then she's going to clean my apartment. I'm like, wow, that's really going to get you somewhere. And somebody said, yeah, that's why Chuck's divorced. And my friend Arturo was right. I don't know the exact circumstances, but he, I think it was only like 4 or 5 days. My friend Chuck, she hadn't found a job yet, so she was home all day. She had all her shit packed. Friend Chuck was working for like second shift from like 3 to 11, and I don't know what the circumstances were. He didn't really go much into it, but he came home from work at like 11 o'clock at night, and she had all of her shit packed up, and like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, like I guess she had a boyfriend that he didn't know about. And I guess like her new boyfriend showed up, drove all the way but she called him and said, like, yeah, pick me up. I guess a couple days before or a day before, I'm not sure how long it would take to get from Baltimore to Chicago. But yeah, I guess she showed up at his apartment like 2 or 3 in the morning just to pick her up and go back home. Like, oh man, that's pretty bad if somebody like her, alcoholic herself, is wanting to leave him. I'm not sure what the exact circumstances were. And like one night, we were at this one bar where they were like, it was like an upstairs bar. Like you had to go upstairs to get there, and you left. You had to go downstairs, and he was holding on to a hand railing. There was a group of girls. They were like talking like halfway down the stairs, And he was like falling down drunk that night, and he actually told these girls, like, "Oh, can you step aside?" Because he's like, I have to use the handrail. If I don't use the handrail, I'm so drunk. He's like, I'll probably fall over. I'm like, wow, that's pretty embarrassing to admit. But yeah, he had like the most bizarre stories. There was this other guy we worked with, was kind of strange. And the only person I knew that like would have a case of beer and was so quiet, so introverted, really weird. He would like, I don't know if he was schizophrenic, but he would kind of like, he would talk. We caught himself talking to himself all the time. And he would like, not even eat, not even chew food, but he would always be going like this, like with his lips, like, not making any noise, but just, going like this. And we don't know why. Nobody knew why. We caught him like talking to his car. He was like talking to a steak one day. Really bizarre guy. Nice, but really bizarre. We were all really weirded out by him, freaked out. Nobody really, like I said, he was a nice guy, but he was so weird. Like, I didn't really like him. I didn't really want to be around him. We tried to avoid him. He started going out to the bar with us too, and we just didn't really like having him around. Because he was just, we were afraid that he was going to make us look like a weirdo. But yeah, he would drink like I'm telling you, if I drank a case of beer, my behavior definitely changed. In fact, this guy, he had a case of beer one day, and he was like completely the same. His behavior didn't change at all. And he was pretty, not really attractive himself either, like this guy Chuck. I think he was an alcoholic too, but one day, Chuck did tell this guy, he's like, oh yeah, he's like, tell Shane, he's like, not to sit with us, because like whenever, or he's like, I think he might have directly told this guy, Shane, one day, he's like, oh yeah, he's like, Shane, don't sit by me, because when you sit by me, no girls look at me, and someone's like, oh, no girls look at him anyway, he's too drunk. And his 30th birthday, this is the most bizarre thing I ever saw of him, but he was, drinking from like 11 o'clock in the morning until, 2 o'clock in the morning. And I think he'd gone out to dinner. He was bar hopping around with some friends, and he had a friend that actually was the owner of the sports bar, and he was already so toasted. Even his like friend like refused to serve him at the sports bar because he was so wasted already. And at one point, like nobody was talking to him. This guy Chuck, he's sitting at a table all by himself. He's so drunk, like he's laughing, and he's just sitting there and like. He's just, laughing because he's so wasted, so out there, and nobody's talking to him. And he went to the bathroom. It was like slow motion. We were like, oh, dude, look at Chuck. Look at Chuck. He's already like this, like a zombie. He's like... And we're all, like, we knew something was going to happen. We saw him walking back. He's walking so slow, stumbling from side to side. And we thought he was going to pass out. He was going to faint. That's what it looked like, somebody fainting. All of a sudden, he just, like, falls over, and we helped him onto a couch, and he was passed out for quite a bit, and he woke up, and he's like, oh, I want a shot. He used to like to drink this Jameson Irish whiskey. It looks kind of like vodka. It looks pretty clear, maybe just a slight yellowish, greenish tint to it. It's in a green bottle. Well, he says, like, oh, I want a shot. Who's going to join me? And the bartender, Jennifer, she's like, Jeff, just so you know, she's like, he doesn't need any more to drink. She's like, I'm just going to put water into this shot glass, just give it to him. He's so drunk, he won't even know, won't even be able to taste it. And sure enough, he did the shot, and yeah, he was so drunk that he didn't even realize that there was no booze in it. So yeah, I think that's all my crazy stories. And an old friend of mine, I'd be very surprised if he's still alive, but yeah, due to him being like such a loser, so bizarre, building, what's the phrase? Burning so many bridges. We all like stopped hanging around him, and he was just getting to be a bad influence on us, which we didn't like. He was kind of getting us to drink a little bit too much ourselves. So yeah, I think that's about all I have on him, and I will see you all real soon with another interesting video. Please, God love you all. Thank you so much for watching, supporting me, and all of us. Thank you to my 18 subscribers. Please comment, like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you all real soon. I am off to bed for another day of work tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody. Bye.